Hello, I'm Cameron Smith for the Alabama Policy Institute. And here's what's happening inside Montgomery. The Alabama House and Senate have ended the 2011 legislative session with Republicans at the helm for the first time in 136 years. Many lawmakers we spoke with affirmed that this year's legislature accomplished more in one session than any in recent memory.
We passed more significant bills this year than we passed in the 8 years combined that I've served. So I'm excited about being in the Republican majority, and what I'm very excited is we passed our handshake bills, the contract we made with the people of Alabama that if they would elect us, this is what we will deal with first, and we did that and we kept true to our word.
The 2011 legislature has literally changed the course of state government in Alabama, putting an end to poor budgetary policies, bolstering ethics laws, reforming public employee benefits, instituting an immigration law, and putting limits on abortion. According to some lawmakers, rolling reserve budgeting may have the most long-term positive impact of any measure passed this session. It provides a cap on the amount that may be appropriated annually from the Education Trust Fund based on revenue growth trends over the previous 15 years. The repeal of the Deferred Retirement Option Plan, or DROP, ends new participation in the program. It also limits interest paid on existing DROP accounts. DROP repeal will save the Alabama taxpayer almost $58 million annually. Changes to the state's tenure law will preserve tenure for current education employees while streamlining the appeals process for terminated employees and for school boards. A number of tort reform bills were enacted, including legislation limiting interest rates on civil judgments to 7.5%, except in contract cases, an act preventing product liability suits against sellers who are not the actual manufacturers of the goods sold, and a law shortening the time limitation for lawsuits against an architect, engineer, or builder to 7 years. Alabama's new immigration law requires all state agencies to fully cooperate with federal immigration authorities. It also requires employers to participate in the federal E-Verify program, provides penalties for knowingly employing unauthorized aliens, and includes other immigration-related sanctions. A new law that will permanently fund the State Ethics Commission based on a percentage of the general fund will ensure that ethics complaints are investigated in a timely fashion with adequate resources and political independence. Another significant piece of legislation is a bill that limits abortions past 20 weeks of pregnancy, based on new evidence that unborn children can feel pain. 3 important new election reform bills include legislation to require more frequent campaign finance disclosures, valid photo ID at polling places, and disclosure of funding sources from groups who run political ads. The state enacted legislation to guarantee the right of individuals to vote by secret ballot for public office, public votes on referenda, and votes on unionization. A new act requires public officials to disclose either their employment or their spouse's employment by the state or federal government and any government contracts they may have, in order to better expose possible conflicts of interest. New legislation will streamline public employees' health insurance benefits, tailor premiums to years of service, and increase employee contributions for pension coverage. As another legislative session comes to a close, the Alabama Policy Institute will continue to provide research and analysis to promote strong families, individual liberty, free markets, and limited government. We appreciate your continued interest in our regular coverage of the Alabama Legislature's 2011 session. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. For the Alabama Policy Institute, I'm Cameron Smith. Thank you for watching.